are from different places and different locations, we changing the same. So many stories to tell, it will not fit on the screen. What do you mean? There's hope in your story, there's hope in your passing. They don't get the picture, so we tell it like caption. Look at what happened up in your life when you take roll. God is present, you have now tuned in the official podcast, so tell it, ayy.
And we live, baby. We are live. Welcome to Tell It. And as you see, I have a special guest right here on the show. But before I introduce her, she's ready. You see, she's ready to go. She's smiling. She's ready to start. But before we start, I want you guys go ahead and share. Let me make sure I do my part. All right. Let me just get to my stuff real quick. Let me make sure I do my part. All right. We in there. I've shared, and we have none other than Coach Keyaria right here live on Tell It. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm feeling amazing. I'm just excited. I am amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, and look, she looks amazing. Look, every time I see her doing her lives, she is always smiling. So, you guys, I want to say this is genuine. This is genuine smile right here. So. She has a lot to share tonight, and as you guys know, we only have an hour, but we promise this hour is going to be action-packed. I'm sure she is going to give as much as she can to with an hour, because she, at a very young age, lived a full life. So I cannot wait to get a chance to hear this. So again, start sharing. If you are in Keyaria's camp, you need to go ahead and share. You need to heart it up. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you need to go ahead and subscribe, and you need to go ahead and hit that bell for notifications, so you can see what's coming up next for Tell It. All right. But without further ado, we know this show could not stop. Yes, I did move to North Carolina, but that didn't stop anything. I made me a little makeshift corner over here to get the show started, but hey, it's working, and I like it. So you know what? Hey, let's get started. We have something that we do called rapid fire questions. All right, and what this does is this get a chance to let the audience get a chance to know who you are, you know, the fun loving person that you are, and you know, before we dive deep, they can kind of, you know, I guess get a little icebreaker. That's what you call it, icebreaker.
Yeah.
And yeah, they get a chance to laugh, get a chance to see you get stumped. Now, you told me, well, I don't know if you told me this, but I don't know if this is a challenge that you are trying not to get stumped on these questions, but usually people do. So you think you can handle this?
I think I can handle it. I hope I can handle it.
Now, this is called rapid fire questions, okay? Now, you can explain. It makes it better. But again, sometimes, you know, people just get lost for words and they don't know how to really come at this question because, you know, they have to now think about it. These are kind of some of the questions you never really think about. So just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, let's do it. I'm going to start you off light. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? See, already.
I'm definitely an extrovert all day.
Okay. All day. All right. Favorite movie?
All day. Ooh, loving basketball.
Loving basketball. Okay. And all right. That's, you know what? I like that movie. That's a good one. I like that one. All right. Favorite music artist?
Beyonce.
Okay.
Beyonce.
Y'all, hey, she hasn't been stuck yet, y'all. All right. I thought that was a sticker. All right. Last thing you ate?
Spaghetti.
I think she's trying not to get stumped, y'all. She answering these way too fast. You really had spaghetti?
Yeah, spaghetti. That's my favorite food.
Okay. All right. You had spaghetti. Here we go. All right, here we go. Are you a night owl or an early riser?
Early riser. Early riser. I like to get up. Let's go.
So wait, does this mean that you go to bed early?
I go to bed late and I wake up early.
Okay. I don't know how you're gonna keep doing that. All right. Stephanie just asked you, did you have fish on the side? Just
I
spaghetti?
had fish. I didn't have fish. I just had spaghetti. But I
Steph,
do like fish and spaghetti. I do. I do.
okay, Stephanie, she just went plain old spaghetti. All right. Are you a Facebook user or IG user? Which one are you more likely to use?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. All right, all right. Favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
Okay. Now, is it a special type of cheesecake? Is it, the chocolate crust cheesecake, or is it the cheesecake with the strawberries on top? What you got?
The cheesecake with the strawberries.
Okay, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. All right, here we go. Now, if you answer this one real quick, you must have been thinking about this already.
Okay.
What is your favorite show to watch?
Oh, you got me there because I don't watch TV.
She don't watch
So
TV, y'all. She don't do it.
I don't watch. So I couldn't even tell you. A favorite show. I don't even watch TV, so I don't even know.
All right. All right. So say if something was out, okay, something you heard of, what would you give a try? What would you say? Okay, you know what? If I was to watch TV, I'll give this show a try. Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of the housewives shows like Atlanta or something.
So that's like a guilty pleasure then. So you
yeah. I mean,
wait.
I don't know what's on TV, so I don't. I couldn't tell you.
Do you have a TV?
You know what? I do have a TV, but it's never turned on ever. But I do have a TV.
Okay, well, Coach Keyaria have a TV for sale for anybody that's needing a TV.
I really do.
Okay. What kind of TV you got? You may get a sale on here tonight.
I don't know. It's like a 30-something inch TV. Like I bought it. It was like a Thanksgiving holiday, and they had like a Black Friday. And my brother was like, "You need to buy a TV," and I'm like, "I don't watch it."
Okay.
So I still bought it.
All right. You almost made me think that you have one of them old school TVs with the butt in the back. That's what I'm kind of thinking. How much you watch TV? All right. And look, if somebody says spaghetti with fried chicken, they're trying to give you tips right now.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas. Okay. All right. I thought you was gonna go to Thanksgiving route, but Christmas. Now, do you guys do you usually do it big on Christmas, or how do you do it?
Yeah, big family, friends, food, gifts. Yeah, the traditional Christmas. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite board game do you like to play since you don't watch TV?
Oh. No, but if I did, it would be Shoots and Ladders.
Okay, Shoots and Ladders. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of thought you was a Monopoly person, but Shoots and Ladders. Oh, I can roll with that.
Yeah.
Now
I win at Monopoly too, but Shoots and Ladders.
Sounds like a challenge for somebody. I love Monopoly. So if I was, see, I did find a barber today, Tim. Yes, I did. If I was to be anywhere in your vicinity, we'll have to run a game of Monopoly quick because I'm taking everybody money. I'm just owning everything. That's just how it works with me. So we'll one day you shaking your head like, all right, okay. All right. Now I know I'm asking you this, and I'm asking you this to a well-traveled person. Yeah. But do you have a vacation spot on your bucket list?
Africa.
Okay. All right. Now, any particular part?
Gosh, Ghana. I really, really want to go to Ghana. Really want to go to Ghana.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've been actually thinking about Ghana, and I've been watching these reports about people from America cashing in their house and moving over to Ghana, and and I have a Ghanaian friend, and her name is Persis. If she's on here, she told me how much I could get, in Ghana if I sold my house and then moved out there. How much I can own. She said it's very easy to get a job. So I don't know. I was thinking about it for a little bit.
Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. Right? Maybe on the
Yeah.
future. Look, Steffi got your back. She's, I don't know her. Kiara might spin you in Monopoly. She seems like a hustler. I don't know. That could go one or two ways. Either she work hard or she try to cheat on Monopoly. I don't know. So
You gotta let him know, Stephanie. Thanks. Yes. Thanks, Stephanie.
this is not going the way I wanted it to. All right. So listen, y'all. We have Coach Keyaria on here, right? She's ready to coach y'all up. I'm ready to listen. But is there any type of business that you would like to put out there at this time that you just kind of want to talk a minute about?
What do you mean by that?
Well, what are you doing? What do you have a business that you're currently doing right now, or somebody else's business? It could be yours or anybody else's. We ready to hear your 1 minute pitch.
Yeah, so I'm a woman empowerment coach, and what I do is I help ambitious women who are just getting started in business. I help them gain clarity, I help them gain focus so they're able to achieve their goals. Some of the topics that we talk about is overcoming negative thinking, getting out of your comfort zone, and being pushed into purpose. So I help them create a plan to get them from where they are to where they want to be. So
Nice,
that is my business.
nice, nice. Now, do you want people to try to give now? Or you want to wait till after they hear your story?
Yeah, they can give whenever they want to give, whenever their heart feels like giving. Yeah.
All right. Well, when your heart feels like giving, the Cash App is Ambitious Women Win. All right. And you may not want to give now, but after you hear what she got to say, I'm pretty sure that you might want to. Also, as we know how we do it on Tell It, we always giving away free stuff. All right. So you might want to stay tuned and figure out how you can win something for free. Yes, Jessica, she does have a website. All right, and she has a link tree. Now, I want you to make sure I got this right because I wrote it down. Actually, I got it. But here it is. There's a link tree. There's a whole host of things that you can go and see what she does. Matter of fact, check it out after the show. It's a lot that you can learn from. And also, Jessica has a lot going on herself. So if you guys can connect, that'll be dope.
Absolutely.
All right, absolutely. I do, before we go forward with the show, I do want to have our prayers with Jelani Day's family with the recent news that we heard today. Our hearts go out to them, and we just praying for strength and comfort at this time. And I will post whatever they have that will come out in any way that anybody can help. I will post it on my page if they have anything, but definitely keep them up in prayer. It's a definitely sad day in Illinois State and Illinois and around the U.S. in general, for sure. But I just wanted to say that before we kept going. So definitely praying for the family. Okay. All right. So now I know you're coaching women and you have a business with it, but have coaching always been your thing? Is this something that you always want to do with your life? Kind of, give us a backstory of your coaching journey.
Well, coaching is new actually since the pandemic.
Oh,
It wasn't what I wanted to do. I actually went to school for interdisciplinary social science, and my focus was on women's studies, yes. But coaching was not what I was looking for. I was just pushed into coaching because
mm-hmm.
I give a lot of my friends great advice. People always call me, and I'm always listening, right? And I'm always giving advice. So that is how I end up getting into coaching. But prior to that, I worked overseas on a deployment military base in Dubai. I taught English in Thailand. I worked a couple corporate jobs here in America. So
Wow.
it
It's so
wasn't it, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we have a lot to unpack there. It's so funny because when I talked to her yesterday, she keeps saying America, and that sounds like a person who's been all over the place. And so, all right, let's slow down. Okay. You were in the military, right?
No,
Are you currently?
no, I actually was a civilian working and living on a deployment military base.
Okay.
I was a civilian. Yeah, I was never in the military. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get, okay. All right. So coaching started in the pandemic,
Right.
right? You done all this around the world. Where do you want to start? Because again, you do so much. All right, let's start here. What brought you? Like what kind of really caught your eyes? Like, okay, you're giving advice, but then what was that switch? Was it something in your past? Was it something that maybe I see women reaching out, and I always wish I had this. Like, how did that even begin to be like, you know what, I need to start a business with this?
Right. So in 2019, that's when the pandemic started. So when the pandemic started, I was told by my employer about 3 times that I was going to be let go. I was going to be fired due to not having
Wow.
a budget. And at that time, stability is everything, right? So when you say things to me like you're not going to have employment, you're not going to have income, like that just does something to me. So at that point, I started to go through a depression because not only that was happening, but the pandemic was happening at the same time. They had closed churches, and I'm very spiritual, and they closed churches, they closed the gyms, and just everything just started to crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Everything around me just started to crumble. So I went into a real deep depression. I was depressed for about 6 months. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to leave my room. I was having real bad anxiety. The doctors wanted to put me on antidepressants, and they said I had severe PTSD from workplace anxiety. So after that, I was in the bed for a very, very long time. And then one day God just said, Keyaria, you have to get up. He said, you have to get up. And after that, I began to just walk. So every day I would get up around sunset and I would walk for like 30 minutes to an hour. And I remembered I had this group. And at that time, it was about 200 people in this group. This was about February, March, when the pandemic was starting in 2020, was it? The pandemic, 2019, whenever the pandemic started. But it was like 200 people in this group, women. And so they saw me walking, and every day I would just walk and say, ladies, let's do this challenge. And so we would just walk every day. And then I started recording these little videos. They were about 1 to 2 minutes long, just encouraging everybody. And what I was really doing when I was doing that, I was actually encouraging myself as well to get up, to start again, to believe again, right? Yeah. So once I start doing that, other women start adding their friends and their family to the group. And then we started to have a book club. Then we started to have prayer meetings. Then we started to support women in business.
Wow.
So that's how I became a woman empowerment coach.
Wow. So it sounds like that you were, once you had your own experience, is that you got up, that you start helping others, and from helping others and finding a need, this just kind of snowballed into what what you are today. And you would never know that you had dealt with depression or anything else like that, because every time I see your lives, and every time I talk to you, you are smiling, you're laughing, and I think I guess it's well earned, right? I mean, you really found yourself, and I think that through that time of everything being touched around you, you found your purpose in touching other women. That's really dope. That's really dope. So what have people said about it since you started it?
Well, I have a lot of clients now, and I'm very excited and I'm very
They
grateful.
saying a lot.
And everyone, and everyone is full of gratitude. So when I first started the business, I was just personally supporting women in business. I would just personally buy product from
Yeah.
different women who started business, because within the last year, 42% of the businesses by Black owned companies were women. So I
Mhm.
just saw on my Facebook a lot of women starting businesses. So then I started a show that highlighted, like yours, Tell It, that
Mhm.
highlighted women in business. And then we started to have coffee and conversations, which are on Sundays, and we talk about various topics on the
Mhm.
show. So one of my clients, she wanted to be a real estate agent. I used to be a real estate agent. And so I coached her into becoming a real estate agent. Her family and friends, they were not supportive of her. They did not
Mhm.
want her to become a real estate agent. So we had to go through her mindset from the negative thoughts, right? That's why your environment is so important, and surrounding yourself around positive people who believe in what you are doing and who you want to become. So we worked through her thought process to build her confidence, where she was able to believe that she could become, regardless of what everyone else was saying. So she's now a real estate agent doing very well in Florida.
Wow.
She sold her first house, okay? Her
Hey.
first house not too long ago. So people are really getting results. I have one of my big clients. She owns an ice cream shop. She sells the number one ice cream in Chicago, and she came to me and she wanted to do a rebrand, right, on her products. And so she said she wanted to create a children's book. So now she's in the process of creating a children's book. She has a publisher, an editor, and she has a release date for her book. So women come to me
Wow.
with their ideas and their visions, and I work with them to overcome the negative thinking to be able to accomplish their goals and dreams.
Wow. Wow. All right. So women, if you guys are listening, hey, hey, this is who you need to talk to. And I'm posting your Instagram right now so they can just go ahead and follow you. You know, we're not done yet. But from what I just heard, it seems like things are happening with people when coach get in their ear, because she coached somebody from, all right, so where's this number one ice cream shop at? Because I might want to tell, I mean,
It's
I'm not in Illinois anymore, but
it's in
still,
Chicago. It's in Chicago. Yeah.
my brain is
It's
just still so in Illinois right now. I was about to go there tomorrow. And I can't. I'm in North Carolina. But what's the name of the shop?
it's Ida's Artisans Ice Cream.
Ida's Artisans Ice Cream. So if you are in
It's in
Chicago
Chicago.
area, go ahead and check it out. All right. So, okay, you're coaching, but where does all this traveling come into play? How are you going to Dubai and teaching English in different countries? And how does all this start?
Right. So when I first started to travel is when people went on cruises, right? So my first cruise was to the Bahamas. I had never been out the country before, and it was my cousin's birthday. So
Mm,
we took $300 a piece, and we took a 3-day cruise. And so that's when my traveling journey began, and that's when my passion began for traveling. So after that, I went to Grand Caymans, I went to Jamaica, I
mm,
went to Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I planned a trip for 17 people to go to Puerto Rico. And
wow.
then I went to Cancun, Mexico, Cozumel. So when I was in Thailand and I taught, let me back up. So I had a friend who was working in Africa, and this is why staying connected to people and connections
Hmm.
and networking is important. She worked in
Key.
Africa, and she told me she was working for a nonprofit, and she told me that the company was hiring. She said, go check their website. I'll send them a letter, referring you, and then you put in your resume. And so that's what ended up happening. And I looked on the website, and they had a position in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And so I
Wow.
applied for the position, I interviewed, and I ended up getting the job. So that's how I ended up in Dubai, was through a connection.
Mm.
And while
Wow.
I was in Dubai, living there, working there, I had met a lot of teachers. A lot of teachers
Mm.
live in Abu Dhabi. So if you ever think about teaching, it's a lot of teachers who live in Abu Dhabi. And so they inspired me and encouraged me to teach. So I went to Thailand, I got a teaching certification, and I lived and traveled all around Asia, Hong
Wow.
Kong, Philippines. And when I lived in Dubai, I went to Italy, just everywhere.
Whew. My
Yeah.
goodness, man. All right. So what was that like living, in Abu Dhabi, and like did the heat get to you? Because that's my thing. Like, man, was it hot as fire? Like, how was it? What was the experience like?
Yeah, so it was about 108 degrees each day. Night.
Each
Yes,
day?
it was very hot. It was
Oh my
very,
goodness.
very hot every day. It started
Oh,
to cool down in December, but it was about 100 degrees every day. The people, the culture, everyone was so nice. They were so kind. They did speak another language, but majority of the people that live in Dubai, they're from all different countries, and majority of
mm.
them speak English. So that wasn't bad with communicating. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world, most peaceful country in the world, in the middle of the Middle East. So it was a great experience.
Wow, that is amazing. And what was your experience like in Asia? Because you said you were teaching English, so kind of run us through that.
So I loved Asia. Well, I love everywhere I go, but but I love the Asian culture, the food. One of the things that I love about the Asian culture is at nighttime they have a lot of markets, right? So
Mm.
outside it's a lot of markets, it's a lot of people outside selling their products and services and entrepreneurs, and the cost of
Mhm.
living is so cheap. So I lived on the 18th floor in a brand new skyrise building, like brand new rooftop infinity pool, state of the art gym, everything. It was $250 a month. Okay, like
We're going to
if
Asia.
you
We're leaving.
huh?
I'm going. So I need to get out of here. I need to. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah. So the cost of living, all of my bills all together in Thailand were about $300, right? And so I didn't have a car on there, so I caught the bus. The bus was like I caught the bus and I caught the train, and the train was like a quarter. The bus was like 15 cents. Like everything was so cheap. I spent like $3 or $4 a day on food. It was just it was really inexpensive, and everything over there is fresh and healthy. Yeah, so I lost about 30 pounds when I lived over there. When I came back, I gained it
Oh.
all back. But
Hey, you know what? Hey, that's something, because every person that I talk to that have been to another country, the one thing that they do say is everything is fresh and healthy. Everything. I had a friend to go to Italy. Everything was fresh and healthy. I was in the best shape of my life when I lived in this country. Then when they come to America, the land of process, it tends to not never go the right way. Yeah, we process everything, man. I don't think anything that we have here it's been tampered with in some sort of way. So I guess if you really want to get the real food, you have to go actually to the country. So what's Steffi saying? She said the American dream is over in Asia, huh? It's time to pack and go. Hey, listen, if I could spend $300 or $4 on food a day, listen, and live in a high-rise luxury apartment with an infinity pool, uh, yeah, that. Why did you leave that? What happened?
yeah. So I had some responsibilities I needed to take care of back in America, right? So I
Okay.
was glad that I did leave because it was 1 month before the pandemic hit. So I'm glad that I did end up, coming back to America at the time that I ended up coming back. But one of the other things about living in Asia is everything is so cheap, especially to travel, right? So
Mm-hmm.
people saw me going to Hong Kong. My ticket from Thailand to Hong Kong was $50, right? My
Wow.
ticket from Thailand to the Philippines was maybe $70. And then I went from Thailand to Malaysia, maybe $40. So everything is very cheap
Mm.
on that side of the world. Yeah.
Shoot, yeah, it is. So how did you feel when you returned back to America? Like what how did that I guess what was your perspective of America then? You know, since being over in Asia and traveling, and when you came back, what was that like for you?
So the people in Asia, they meditated a lot. Um, they were very kind. They were very peaceful people. They were really a collective society. So everybody works together, in their society. And so coming back to America, when I first landed in California, it's funny because I just had a memory, it's from 2 years ago. When I first landed in California, the first thing I saw was police and guns, right?
Mhm.
So in Asia, I would go to these events and it would be thousands of people outside. There would be no guns, there would be police there, but they're kind of just like standing around and doing crowd control, right? So
Wow.
it wasn't as much violence that happens in America. So when I came back, it was totally, totally
Mm.
different. Yeah, it's totally
Mm.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to my friend. He has a podcast out, and I don't have it off the top of my head right now, but his name is Jermaine Hughes, and he was talking about how him and his wife went to Egypt, but how his parents were afraid that something bad was going to happen out there. And when they went out there, it was nothing what they thought. But then back home, here in America, there was, school shootings and riots and like all the stuff that they said you should be afraid of out in Egypt was happening right here in the States. And the media does such an awful job of depicting how it look over there that you think in your mind, if I go over there, something's going to happen to me. But all the time, we kind of feel more unsafe here. Like I have friends that's in the military say they feel way more safe in Korea than coming back here, and that's a trip because the media don't show you that.
Yeah, and I heard Korea is beautiful. And there have been times when I was in Thailand where I was lost in taxis, I was lost in alleys, I was lost every like literally everywhere I went. And I'm like this little Black American girl who speaks English in this foreign country where nobody spoke English. It was a few people who did speak English, but the
Uh-huh.
locations I was at, people didn't speak English. So it was the grace of God, that kept me. And like I said, the people were so friendly. I had left my phone in an Uber in Bangkok, Thailand, and the Uber
Mm,
driver drove back and gave me my phone
wow, that man,
in
listen,
a big city.
in the big right. They don't have to. They could have just went on about their business and sold it, but they brought it back to you.
Yeah, so
Man, that's crazy. So tell me
yeah.
your with being well traveled and just seeing different people, how do you approach your women when you're coaching them? What do you give them tough love, or do you start off with the soft and tender, or is it just case by case?
Yes, so every woman I approach the same, right? I listen, and that's
Okay.
what I do. So if a woman come to me, I'm just sitting there and I'm just listening, right? Because that's what we need, right? Is somebody who
Mhm.
is actually going to listen and genuinely want to support you and genuinely want to help you reach your goal and see you succeed. So with all of the ladies, I always listen and I make sure I tune in to what it is that they need, right?
Mm.
Because that's what I'm there for. I'm there to meet their needs. So listening is what I do.
Okay, so the listening approach. Is
Mhm.
there was there any time where you have to, I guess, really have that tough love with someone that you saw something in them, but they kept holding back? Like, did you ever come to that point?
I haven't come to that point yet. When I
Oh,
do, so I
okay.
do one-on-one coaching, and then I do the group empowerment sessions. With my group empowerment sessions, because I'm talking to a lot of women at the same time, sometimes I do be like, ladies,
Hmm.
we need to get it together, But typically, I haven't had to do that yet. No,
Mm.
because honestly, the ladies, once they come to me, they feel empowered, so they're taking immediate action on their goals, right? Because what we're doing in our sessions is we're putting together a game plan and a strategy so they can go out into the world and be their greater selves. So after they leave me, they ready. They ready to take immediate action.
All right, listen, y'all. If you haven't shared yet, you need to go ahead and share, because I'm with Coach Keyaria, and she said, this came out of her mouth. She said the women that get in touch with her, they take immediate action. So I don't know what you're waiting on. All right. And if you have a dream or a goal, it seems like you should bring it straight to her, right? So that's why I have people on Tell It, because here's your chance to hear what she does and to see how you could be a part of that. So when you're working with these women, okay, is there a time to where it could be a little overwhelming, or it could be kind of a struggle? Because we do like to highlight the mountaintops and everything that goes right, but what comes with that territory with being so open and available for everyone?
That's a good question. I'm not open and available to everybody. Okay. I want to be clear. I want to be clear on that.
What you mean? What you mean by that?
I'm not open and available to everybody. So you have to actually set up a call with me to speak with me to become a client to see if it's going to work or not, right? So I'm just not out there just giving out the information, right? So I'm really not, I had to find ways to put a structure around my time and my business. At first I was, but I say, oh, no. This can't work, because everybody wants you to listen to them. So that's why I created a business structure, a coaching program that they can go through, right? So, it honestly is my passion, right? So I think it's a saying, it's like when you wake up every morning and do what you love, it doesn't feel like work, right? So whatever the struggle is or the obstacle is that I have to go through and I have to move through the emotion, I just move through it and keep going, because I know there are women out here that's depending on me. I'm dependent on me. My family is dependent on me. So I just move through whatever that emotion is and I just keep going. Can't stop.
Won't stop.
Yeah,
so what qualifies someone with work? Like, what do they need to have in place for you to say, okay, let's work?
Right. So they need to be committed to their goals and their dreams, right? I can't be committed to you as your coach and help you get to where you need to be if you're not committed to you. So you have to have a why. What is it that you want to accomplish, right? And why do you want to accomplish that, right? And you have to have something behind that that's motivating you. And so after my elevation call, I can see where a person is at, you know? Where they're at. But to me, it's more so you have to have a burning desire and want this more than anything else in this world, is to accomplish your goal, and you have to be committed to that. And when I see the women I work with, they are committed. They are committed. I see them posting everything. They are committed to their goals and their dreams. Because they want to buy houses, they want to buy cars, you know, they want to live the travel lifestyle, right? They want to do the things that they desire to do. So
they're so.
And they have to show up for themselves, right? So some of the ladies, they show up for our prayer club, they show up for our book clubs. We have like fitness challenges. They show up for themselves. And so those are some of the key ingredients to a good coaching client. It's definitely showing up for yourself. Because if you show up for yourself, you'll show up for your business.
Okay.
If you show up for yourself, you'll show up for your customers. You know?
So it sounds like to me that before you meet with them, like, they have to be 100% sold. And it's not, it sounds like it's not more so that, you know, I'm not going to work with you if you're not, but it's like, this is for you. Like, I need you to be 100% invested in yourself, so that when I come along, all I do is give advice, but you're going to do most of the work. So if they're not invested, then they're probably going to quit halfway. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I do, so if I see it's somebody that I can't help, I actually have people I refer them to, right? So for me, there was a time in my life when I went through an abusive relationship, right? First, the relationship started off emotionally abusive, then it became physically abusive, right? And then it just kept getting worse. So it put me in a really, really dark space, very dark space. I could not conduct the business. I couldn't do anything, right? So if somebody's coming to me and they're in that, I call it the basement moment, and they're in that space, that's somebody I can't help. So I would actually refer them to either a therapist, because we have mental health therapists in our group, like Katie, or I would refer them to a holistic healing coach who talks about developing your relationship with God, like Natalia, you know? So some things I am unable to help you with, but that's why we have this community of women where I can refer them to someone else that's still in the network.
Wow, it sounds like you got a pretty healthy network. And shout out to Katie for bringing up the BIPOC group. And that is an amazing girl. I see them posting things in there all the time. And there's a couple of things that I saw in that group that I was able to use. So shout out to Miss Katie for sure with doing that. But you did mention something, and you just mentioned it, that if there's something that you can't help them with, that you refer. And I guess the question was like, is there something that have poured on you to the point like, you know what, this may take me back to a place? Is that key moment that you think about of the abusive relationship that may pull you back and you don't want to deal with that in that way?
Oh, absolutely not, because that's something that I've healed from, right?
Okay.
So being that I've healed from it, and I can say that I healed from it because right now I'm smiling, right? But at that time I was in the corner, balled up, crying. I didn't want to live. I was going to commit suicide. I was in the hospital for 3 days, right? So I've been through that space. So I know when another woman is in that place, right? And that she needs more help with, right? So it's not because it's something that's triggering me, it's something that I know she can get more professional help with. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So, and I know people, the women here, hear you saying that you've healed from it. But there's some that may not have, that's probably dealing with it. How can they get to where you are now emotionally? Now, what are some practical steps that you have to take in order to get to this place where you are now?
Right. A lot of prayer.
Okay.
A lot of prayer, a lot of talking to God, a lot of meditating. That's why on Mondays we meditate in the group. A lot of meditating, forgiveness, having to forgive, because I was angry, I was resentful, I was upset, I was in a physical violent situation, and so prayer, meditation, working out, support groups, women support groups, friends. And one of the biggest things for me was journaling. I journaled a lot. And when I journaled, it was not pretty. And so now I look back like, oh girl, you was going through back then. It's like, whoa. So I just journaled out each day how it was, I was feeling, why I was feeling that way. And then I start walking slowly and I start exercising. And once I was able to get back up, I started to feel a little better. And I can tell in my journaling, it said today was a good day. You know what I'm saying? It said today was a good day. So I can tell I was getting better. I reached out to a therapist. And I also start reading. So I love to read. I read Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. I also love to listen to gospel music. So I listen to my gospel music. And eventually, because I became very isolated, because I was ashamed. So eventually I start hanging back with friends and family. Yeah.
Wow. So it seemed like your village meant a lot. and definitely time with God played a role in the factor. So, and exercising is key as well, that you mentioned. So I think that's really good because a lot of people hear that they, or they're going through an experience, whether it's abusive, whether it's a loss of a job, whatever it was or is that drives them to that depression, is often leaving out exercise, the way you eat, actually definitely spending time with God and getting around friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't have the type of friends and the type of family, I would encourage you to try to look at a different group. Try to intentionally mingle because there are groups out there, whether it be Facebook, whether it be through another company, that are ready and willing to take you in, for sure. Because sometimes family may not be the best, but if you do have a good family, do not hide, do not run from them because that is absolutely key, for sure. Man, this has been amazing. Look, it's already 45 minutes in, and I'm sure you haven't even scraped the surface of all the things that you have discovered and all the things that you're in now. But I will ask you this: um, what do you have coming up in the future? What's on your radar, so people can be looking out for you?
Yeah, so right now we're doing a boot camp. Actually, we just
Okay.
today was day one. Me and
Oh.
Olivia Grace, she's a manifestation coach. So earlier we had our first day of our boot camp, and we talked about overcoming negative thinking. And Olivia talked about infinite potentiality, which means all things are possible, right?
Hmm.
Tomorrow we're talking about getting outside of your comfort zone, letting go of the past. So that's what I'm doing right now. In the future, I have a lot,
Uh,
a lot planned. Soon as COVID is over, we're going to be having women retreats,
hmm.
which is going to be amazing. And we're going to incorporate travel into the women retreats. Right now, I'm working on a journal, and it's called the Prayer Recipe Journal. And it's all about recipes that you can put together, cook up some recipes to keep you moving forward, like hope, faith, love, belief, just to keep you going. So that's just a few things that I'm working on. And then I have my group coaching program that I'm working on and my one-on-one coaching program.
Now, how are you maintaining all this? Huh? Who's your team? What? How are you? I mean, you're obviously not doing this by yourself, right? So, how are you maintaining?
God, I can honestly say that it's only God, right? Um, he is the one who's helping me maintain. He is the one who's helping me push through. I do my graphics, I do my edits to my videos, I do my interviews, I do everything. I do
Mm,
everything, but he is slowly sending people my way. So I just got someone hired to do like my website. So he's slowly sending people my way to help with the vision. And honestly, what really keeps me going is these women.
mm,
These women, these moms, they inspire me, okay? They inspire me. They business women, they work in corporate, they have their kids. Like they inspire
hmm.
me to keep moving forward, right? So any
Yes.
ambitious woman with a dream who wants to leave corporate America, I just quit my job in July. I just quit my 9 to 5 and I'm fully working on my coaching business, and I have a few different streams of income coming in, thank God.
Yeah, you said
And
you
I'm
quit your job. What?
yeah, I'm going forward with my entrepreneurship journey. Some of the things that I experienced in corporate America, I had PTSD. I would go to work and sit at my desk, and I would get these emails from my managers attacking me, and I would just sit there and cry. I would just sit there and cry. And I said, enough is enough. I can't
Mm,
take this anymore. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
wow. Wow. There's a
Yeah.
lot of women who are just people in general who would love to take on something that they love to do, and just make that a career. What's your advice to them that say, you know what, I'm ready to jump, but I'm just not quite sure how to jump? What's your advice to them? Now, listen, she about to get this for free, y'all. So, all right, so just this is I want y'all to listen up, take some notes, share because what she about to say is I'm pretty sure she can charge a pretty penny for this. And I just asked her something that she might say in her session with you. So take notes, y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your advice? How do they leave
So
their job, or how do they even get in that direction?
right. So first of all, you have to know what you want. What is it that you want? What is it that you're dreaming? What is it that you're believing? You have to write the vision out. What is your passion? Who do you want to serve? Who is your niche market? You know, how many people do you want to help? How many customers, right? How many customers do you want to serve? Because it's all about serving. So what you want to do is you want to write the vision. You want to write it down exactly how you see it. Okay. The second thing is you want to create a budget. So what I did was I created a budget. Okay, how much are my monthly bills? Right? How much do I spend on entertainment? How much do I spend on hair and everything else? Right? So I create, right? How much do I spend in my business? Right? So I just created a monthly budget of everything, like literally everything I spend income on. And I needed to meet that mark. So once I was able to beat that mark for a few months, I was like, okay, girl, you got extra coming in now. So you want to write the vision, and then you want to create your personal budget, right? Because once you hit that mark and you started to exceed that mark, then you can slowly start, you know, winging away. And you have to, if you want to quit your job, you have to eliminate distractions, eliminate excuses, and you have to stay focused and committed. Obstacles are going to come. Life is going to happen, but you have to stay committed to the vision. You want to leave your job, you have to stay focused on the goal. Okay? So just stay in focus.
Let me do something real quick before you give any more information. There's her Cash App, y'all, that she just gave some. I mean, you could tell the passion that she has when she was explaining that to us. There's her Cash App right there at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and put some money in there, because yeah, that right there was free, but I would love for you to give an offering. Okay, there you go. Wow. Listen.
Yeah.
So okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, I was about to say, well, I have guys watching too, and what if they get excited? Like, man, I want to go to Coach Keyaria. Can I get in too? Can the fellas get in? Can I get, can they get some advice?
Yeah, so we love men support. We appreciate the support. But Coach Keyaria,
no, they want in.
They want in. Right. So they can get in by sending their wives or their girlfriends or their sisters or their moms or their cousins to get in. Yeah.
Coach Key is for the ladies, so we can't get no love. But I'm gonna try to live I'm gonna send somebody to you. I'm gonna live vicariously through them. So all my questions,
we had somebody said they're gonna. We had somebody said they was gonna put on a wig and try and get in.
Hey, do it. Let's go, because I'm trying to figure out, man, like all these wonderful tips that you got going on. Like, can a brother get us some? Can they get? All right, let's just say, can they pay for just an hour session or something? Which you just like, hey, can I just get an hour? You know, out off the record. Can I just get a little hour? What if a brother asks that?
Yeah, they can pay to send somebody else, like maybe their sister or maybe somebody at their job, another woman who needs to be empowered. But, I just want to thank you so much for letting me on your show today. I appreciate you seeing something in what we have going on in the women empowerment movement and believing in it enough to have me on the show. And I love what you're doing. And I love what your wife is doing with her transparent moments, You know, you guys are changing the world, and you guys are setting a standard so high for the Black family. And I love everything that you guys are doing because you're really inspiring the world. So I appreciate you.
Oh man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I like the way you flipped it and gave compliments when tried to get the brothers in, but I really appreciate it.
we appreciate you.
No, I definitely do. I definitely do appreciate that for sure, because we definitely are trying to make a difference. And sometimes when you're climbing, you pushing, and it kind of just seemed like, man, when is that going to happen? But I think for anybody who's chasing goals and dreams, I think that thing is already happening. Just because it doesn't look like money in the bank, just because it doesn't look like the results are your car or a home that you bought with your money, but you are on your way to that point, and on your way through that journey. I think you're impacting people along the way. So never despise small beginnings. And even if the beginning isn't that small, even if it doesn't look like what you think it should look like, I feel like people are being impacted anyway on your way to that point. So I don't take that for granted. It is work. It is work, but I do not take it for granted. And let me shout out somebody else. When you have somebody like Alicia Wallace on your team, things just it just makes all the difference. Makes all the difference in the world. So shout out to Alicia. She's always supporting any and everybody who comes on the show, right? She just went to Shar's conference, right? And she had a notebook full of notes. So she is always supporting and looking to get better. And I might say so myself that the people that I have on are quality people. So I don't know why. I don't see why you wouldn't support at all. So yeah, shoot. Look at that. You're welcome. You're welcome. And shout out to Lynette as well. She's actually in Minnesota right now. She had to take for work. So it's been me and grandma here with the kids, and they've been, doing that. But they're asleep now. But yes, they are bundles of joy. But she's out in Minnesota, so she'll probably catch this later. All right, so before we wrap it up, because look, it's already been an hour. Like, these things go quick. There's a couple of things, okay? Like I said at the beginning, there will be a free giveaway, okay? And would you mind telling us what this giveaway is?
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away one free coaching session, one free elevation session. So if you're an ambitious woman and you are looking to achieve your goal, you're looking to overcome some of the obstacles and problems that you're struggling with in business, write down elevation. And what are you going to do, Herbert, once they do that?
So what happens when you put in hashtag elevation in the comments? And this is why I want people to share. This is why I need people to heart it up. Because when you put in hashtag elevation, then what happens is Alicia will take those names, randomize them, right? Because everything is random. I don't choose anymore because I don't want people thinking that I'm biased, and because somebody that I know wins, then they like, well, Herb, he don't want to pick them, so he must, I'll never win because he picking. So I'm not picking, all right? Alicia is randomizing those who are putting in hashtag elevation, and then you will be the winner of this one free session to elevate your business and your mindset, right? Because I think that's the big bulk of it, right? Your mindset. And you get a chance to get coached by none other than Coach Keyaria. So if if I was a woman, I would do it. Obviously, I'm not, so I can't get in. As we discovered earlier on the show. But you can get in, and you can definitely do it for free. So, ladies, where are you? If you know any other ladies that are out there that need to benefit from this, I'm gonna put, hold on, and it's gonna be random, but I'm gonna do. This is gonna be for Lynette. All right. There we go. All right. Elevate. There we go. Okay, there you go. That's for Lynette. I put in hashtag elevate. There it is. Oh, elevation. I even got it wrong. What's wrong with me? All right. So, what can they expect in this? I'm gonna do it right. It's elevation. All right. So, what can they expect from this free session?
Yeah, so with the free session, what you're going to do is you're going to get clear about your business. You're going to get
Okay.
clear about what you want out of life, right? And
Okay.
honestly, with my business, I do a mind, body, soul transformation, right? So a lot of what I do is in all of my coaching calls, I do a mini meditation because I want you to see yourself where you are going, where you are heading, right? We've had enough obstacles last year with everybody losing their jobs, the church is closed and the gym's closed and the kids at home. We have been through a lot of trauma. We've been through a lot of pain. And it's time to work through that. And it's time to elevate to another level.
That's good. That's really good. So while we're waiting on people to do hashtag elevation, on these last moments, what do you want to share? What are your last thoughts for the woman that's out there trying to make things happen, um, and trying to just kind of push their life forward? What last comment do you have for them?
That a positive mindset
Mm-hmm.
produces a positive cash flow. So you have to eliminate all distractions. You
Mm-hmm.
have to let go of the past. You have to, and these are things that I had to do, right? So it's not about what you had to, I had to do these things. I had to let go of my past trauma. I had to eliminate all the people around saying negative things like you can't, you want, you're not enough. I had to eliminate those environments, right? And I had to place myself in healthy environments where people wanted to see me win. People wanted to see me be successful. People wanted my mental health to
Mm-hmm.
be healthy, right? So I had to surround myself with all new people who
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see me have a successful, more fulfilling life.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. So that seems like the type of people you surround yourself with is very important.
Very, very important. It can be detrimental to your life or it can improve your life. And every woman who comes around me, they can tell you their life has improved either financially, spiritually, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
physically, in some kind of way, their life have improved.
Mm. Nice. Okay, I have this last question. Okay. Now this is about to get a little risky. You ready?
No.
Okay, I'm about to ask it anyway. So, all right, are you single?
Oh, we can't talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
We can't talk about that.
Okay. Well, I was about to say, it's like, well, I can't talk about it, but I was trying to figure out. Um, can't tell you shut me down. Trying to figure it out. Okay, how do you make time for relationships? Right,
Yes. So I
relationships.
do.
Okay,
I do prioritize a personal life. I
okay,
definitely do that. Yeah. So I make sure to prioritize that because one day I want to be married and one day I do want to have children. So
okay,
I do make sure that I do prioritize a
uh,
personal life. Let's say
okay. So you're not like a person that's like, it's only about the grind, and I don't see you, because I'm trying to figure out like what's a distraction because you don't watch TV, so that's write that off, because I was about to ask you, when I asked you your favorite show, at least I was looking for a good times or something, maybe something old, maybe some Martin, but it's like, nah, I don't do TV. So relationships and people, that's your main, I guess, entertainment and investment, really, right?
right. So some distractions could be social media, right? So a lot
Mhm.
of women in business, they come and they're like, oh, well, I'm trying to make millions of dollars because they're comparing. And you can't compare yourself. Comparing yourself is a thief of all joy. You can't compare
Mhm.
their 10
Mhm.
years experience to your day one experience, right? So social media can be an distraction, TV, a distraction.
Mhm.
Being in the wrong environments, hanging out, partying, all that distractions,
Mhm.
so I stay focused, but I do prioritize a dating relationship because I do want to get married one day, and I
Mhm.
do want to have, as God purpose, two people to come together to walk in their purpose and be powerful together. So yes.
Mhm. Okay. I had another question, but I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it right there. All right. So here we go. I think we have a winner. And what I'm going to say is it looks like Katie is the winner for your free empowerment session. So congratulations to you, Katie. Free session. All right. So enjoy. Go ahead and take advantage of that, which I know you will. And do you think I need to have Katie on the show?
I do believe so. And Katie is a great person to talk to about relationships. And since the pandemic, a lot of people have gotten divorced, and it's a lot of broken relationships and a lot of
Mm.
broken hearts. So Katie is a good person to talk about relationships.
You know what? I did think about doing like a relationship version of Tell It. So let me get my bearings about myself out here in this North Carolina place, and then once I do, I think Katie may be next on. So we'll try to figure it out. We'll try to get the team together to see what we can do on that. I think that'd be an exciting topic. Well, all right. So I would like to thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. I think it's been really fun. It has been very encouraging, and now I find out I need to do a little sneak person in, so I can get some advice. But maybe I'll just call Katie. But listen, thank you for coming on. I've definitely enjoyed myself.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Y'all have a blessed night.
And look, hey, before we go ahead and follow her on Instagram at Coach underscore Keyaria. Go ahead and follow her. She has some great content. Also follow her on Facebook because that's where you will see the Meditation Monday, the what is it, the Coffee Sunday. What else do you have going? Do you have? I mean, what else?
We have successful. If you're a woman in business and you're looking to promote your business, you can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and DM me because we have successful women in business Saturdays, and their lives just like Herbert's Tell It, and we advertise your products and services. And then on Sundays we have coffee and conversations where we talk about different topics like healing, relationship with God, all kind of all kind of conversations, honestly.
There you go.
And then careers, elevating, meditation Mondays. And then on Tuesdays, I do a woman empowerment session in our group where I come on and I have a message of empowerment and encouragement to the ladies on Tuesday nights.
There you go. So she got a lot going on. Don't miss it. With all that being said, y'all, have a good night. This has been Tell It. We'll be back with some heat. All right. We can only go up from here. Kiara, stay on. I'm gonna talk to you after this. But y'all, hey, there's hope in your story. And as we saw tonight, there's definitely hope in your story. So we out of here, y'all. Peace, and we'll see you later.